Well, shalom. It's been a long time since I made a video. Hope you're all okay out there. With obviously a lot of the vaccines been given out now. A lot of family members now have vaccinated, and so slowly moves throughout the world this year. A lot of us anticipate some social problems, as I'm sure the governments do as well. So anyhow, no changes. If you take the vaccine, you still have to wear the mask. You still have to, just go around as if this thing is really real. Which is kind of strange, because if you get vaccinated, you'd have thought that you'd have been exempt from wearing a mask, but apparently not. Just no real incentives, I would say, to get vaccinated. You just got to say that, just straightforward, plain and simple. A couple of videos deleted by YouTube. One of them was about pyramids, which may have been a Sean Ross video I put up on my channel a few years ago. I'm not really sure, I haven't looked into it. And the other one is the 0606 bill, which a doctor, an actual qualified doctor, was speaking about this very issue. And YouTube decided, well, qualified doctors, we don't need to listen to them. Free speech? No. So we don't know how long, as I said, these small channels like mine will be around. Some of them have been suspended. Brian Harvey's channel was suspended for 3 months, and that guy is obviously another guy that's got sitting on a lot of truth, which obviously the establishment or those that are in power, you might say, don't want that information to get out. So much for free speech. But anyway, we keep going until the day that they just say, well, I've had enough of them. And again, I just thank some of you people for following me and for praying for me. And we are a family. We are the Lord's family. And I'm very privileged to be able to talk to you all and communicate with some of you, and share our burdens. As the book of James says, we're meant to share one another's burdens, and that is fulfilling the whole of the law. It's just very sad that people just don't know how to do that these days. They really don't know. If there's any pastors, they might sort of attempt to do something like that, and then they'll ask for money at the end. And I'm really just had to walk out of church today. So all they seem to be about at this certain church is raise money to distribute booklets. That's all they seem to be doing now. Like, they don't really seem to be helping anyone, or really even concerned with their own church members. They just want to raise money to get booklets out, and they think that that's really going to help people. And there might be some information in that. Why don't they just sell them for a couple of bucks, instead of trying to give them away to people? I don't get that. If somebody wants information, a couple of bucks, just for the privilege of getting something, is a reasonable request, I would say. We're not called as Christians to just give booklets out. We're called as Christians to fulfill the Great Commission. And anyway, rather sad that I have to explain all that. But I hope at your end, obviously, my friend there, Alan, was said he was going to a church. I don't know how that went. He's not a church Christian, a churchy guy, but we need fellowship, but we don't need some dumbass people around us, asking for money for stupid stuff. Or I'm the pastor, so you got to tithe to me. And where does it say that in the Word of God? It says that you tithe to the to the Lord, not to the pastor. And the pastor's meant to tithe as well. For those of you who've watched that video on my channel, which is very, very genuine. Some of you have laughed at it. Some of you have laughed at my predictions for 2020. You know that the Mark of the Beast will start in 2020, but some of you are laughing that it didn't start last year. But that was just a heads up for you, wasn't it? So nothing happened last year that you can say that I'm a false prophet, is that right? No, it's a heads up. It's called forewarning. It's called prepare yourself. You know, God's gave you a few months of grace just to prepare your soul for what's already here. I've seen in the spirit one or two brothers falling back home in Scotland, and it's just a shock, obviously, of everything that's going on. But again, they thought they knew better than me, these guys, but they've fallen hard. I saw it in the spirit, and I've been praying for them. Anyway, what else is going on? Saw my boy last week. I brought him. Had the opportunity to bring him, and his demented half uncle or whatever he is, you know, put some kind of international thing out in the police thing, so we had to just go and answer that call. And so we're still now, we're about to talk to the family, which is going to take place next week. So yeah, we'll see what happens, you know. We'll just pray about it. My son knows now that the witches that, and when I say witches, I don't just mean like I know what I'm talking about when I say somebody's a witch. You're not just talking somebody that watches cartoons on, is a little bit disobedient to their parents. You're talking about somebody who's been established for generations, a family structure that's been established for generations that actually serve local principalities and dragons. And how do they do that? Do I need to spell that out? No, they're proper witches, you know. And it kind of baffles my mind. The Lord obviously knew that my son would be born into this family, but there's some spiritual warfare been happening. Obviously, there's a lot of these principalities being bound. We're just trying to pray that other powers and demonic hosts are bound as new people start to involve themselves within our lives. And so there's new demons always, that when you meet new people, there's new demons to bind. Obviously, in your era, in your situation, is just encouraging you, hopefully, to do the same things, to take the right steps, to do what's right according to the law or their laws around you know where you're staying. But as far as these things go, as long as they don't go against God's ultimate law, and when it crosses over that, then that's when you got to draw the line. And obviously, there's going to be a lot of lines being drawn this year, you know. And watching the Patriot News channel, you know, James Munder, guy's just a wonderful guy, you know. He knows exactly how God has called him, and he's very self-aware, I think, of how God is using him. But you see how he's been attacked as well. That guy's really genuine. I really love watching James, and still a few others on YouTube that I tend to watch, that bring the truth about, you know, the fallen angels and aliens and such, and a few others. But we really had a good time. Me and my son the other week, we went swimming. I was just amazed. You know, he can't exactly swim yet, but he's jumping in, he's diving in, he's you know, doing everything but actually sort of swimming yet. But it'll just take him a day or two to learn. It won't take him that long. I'm really amazed at how good he is, you know, how blessed he is. Really, really thankful to the Lord, you know. And we went to the beach, and you know, I really had the time of his life. You know, I remember when I was that age, used to love doing these same things, you know, going to the beach and You know, he really enjoyed himself, and he really knows who I am now. That it's not how these witches have been portraying me the past 10 years. So thanks for everyone for your prayers. Keep binding these demons up, these powers and principalities. Sometimes, what I would say, we're quiet, and sometimes that builds up spiritual strength, so as to that the Holy Spirit gets us to pray at a certain point, and it's very powerful. You know, there's been powerful prayers that have been said the past few months. That I did mention there was a dragon that was bound, and that it was an actual video that I can't remember if someone sent me it or I left a link to it a few months ago. After I watched that video, there was built up such a spiritual power within me, and I just bound that principality, and it was the dragon, the local dragon that they'd been serving, which I was seeing, you know, as I was going into this town, and it's just a small village in the outskirts, obviously, that these people congregate in whenever they do it, new moons or whatever, full moons, whenever these witches do that, which strangely is around biblical feast dates as well. But anyhow, and yeah, they put word out while my son decided to come and get some new things with me, and you know, they put a word out in that entire town of about 40,000 people that, you know, that had stolen a child. You know, so whenever I turn up to that town now, it could be dangerous for me. They know that, they know what they're doing, but even more so, God knows what He's doing. God knows what He's doing. That's the important thing for me, is that my son knows who I am. That's the most important. That's the battle that's been won the past few weeks now. So it's a step at a time, winning little victories as we go along. And they're still taking him to that Kingdom Hall, you know, really trying to brainwash him. So I really appreciate your prayers to stop him from going to that damned Kingdom Hall, which preaches another Christ, another gospel. There's very few positives, you know, about going to these type of places. Obviously, the Jehovah's Witnesses here, they don't tend to be very strict about not observing Christmas and what have you. Some of them tend to do it. They're very confused, very, very confused indeed. Even when you show them evidence about Watchtower booklets going back 100 years, you actually show them the evidence from online. They actually question if somebody's just made it up and put it online. That's what they say. You give them the evidence, the dates there, you know, 26th of June, 1907 and all that. Watchtower head predicts Jesus coming next year and all that, you know, and they'll look at it and say, this isn't genuine, even if you're showing them evidence. That's how brainwashed people are. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, so as I said, you know, whatever battle you're facing, whatever fight you're facing, the Lord has preordained it, and we just keep on taking a chip at a time, taking a lump at a time, whatever you can do in this battle. You know, we just keep on going, and keep on praying is more than half the battle. I would say prayer is more than half the battle. So I don't really know just to speak anything more about this on YouTube anyway, but might not be on this platform that long. As I said, a couple of videos taken down the past few days, so if I get, you know, my channel could disappear for a little while, it could be suspended, or like my other John Bob 100 channel was just taken down through it's only one video, then they just took it down. That was 10 years ago. Now apparently you get 3 strikes, so we're almost there. Any of you want to talk to me, I believe even my Gmail's been basically, I'm not sure, I don't know if it's been hacked or not, but it's not a very safe one. This is the whole thing. It's difficult to communicate with. And obviously got other YouTube channels. If you want to leave comments on other YouTube channels, so as to keep communicating, then fine. We've got the King Yahweh, which is all one word. We've got YouTube's best channel. We got what else? Starstruck. We got that one. We got Bible Truth channel as well, which is just the KJ3 cross, KJ3 front of that Bible, which is a cross, and it's called Bible Truth. That's another channel that I have. You'll see the links to them on my channel, channel feeds and what have you. So it'd be good if you could join any of these channels just to keep updated. And if this one goes down, I'll just upload to one of these other channels, just to keep you guys informed, keep fellowship with you guys, and listen to what you guys are watching, and that we can always fellowship together in prayer online. So let's keep praying for the Jewish people. Let's keep praying for Israel. Let's keep praying for the remnant of the church that's out there. That we know that the churches are going down as well, because this one world religion will be coming out very soon, just a few months or a year or so. And of course, before that, we're going to see some military action, and we're probably going to see some spectacular judgments from the Lord. Start just the beginning of those judgments, which definitely we'll see the meteor coming down at some point in the North Pacific. Already there's a lot of volcanoes going off in the west coast. Hawaii area has just been going on for quite a while now. It's just a steady build up again. And could this be the one that will kind of destroy that area? Or could it be a tsunami? We'll just have to wait and see. But get prepared. And there's obviously states in the US that are going to be protected by the Lord, and there's some states that are not protected. So you want to be in the protected states, just as well as there's regions in the world that are not protected, and some are protected. So we have to pray wherever we are, wherever the Lord wants us to be. That's what we've got to pray about. All right, people. Shalom in Yeshua's name.